Have you noticed how standing up from a chair just feels harder lately? Not because you're tired, but because your legs don't seem to support you the way they used to. You go to pick up a bag of groceries, and suddenly it feels like you're lifting weights. At first, you chalk it up to age. Everyone says that is just part of getting older. But the truth is, it is not just aging. It is your muscles slowly fading away, one step at a time, and most people do not even realize it until they're already struggling. The good news is you're not powerless. There is something you can do starting today. And it all begins with knowing what is going on inside your body. Let's talk about something most people never see coming. You start slowing down, but not in a dramatic way. Just small things. You avoid stairs. You sit a little longer before standing up. And maybe you think, well, I'm just getting older. But that slow change, it has a name. It is called sarcopenia. It means your muscle is slowly disappearing. It is not something you feel right away. But one day, tying your shoes feels harder. Or walking across a parking lot leaves you winded. And it sneaks up on almost everyone. By the time you're 80, you could lose up to half the muscle you had in your younger years. That is not just about strength. It is about independence. The good news? There are simple things you can do to take control, starting now. So why do we lose muscle as we age? Well, it starts with changes inside your body. Your hormone levels drop. Things like testosterone and growth hormone decrease. And those are key players in keeping your muscles strong. At the same time, you probably move less. Maybe not on purpose. Life just gets a little slower. And then there is what we eat, or what we do not eat. Most folks do not get enough protein, and without it, your body does not have what it needs to rebuild muscle. Add inflammation into the mix, and now your muscles are breaking down faster than they are being repaired. For example, my Uncle Joe stopped walking daily after retirement. Within 6 months, he noticed he could not carry groceries up the stairs like before. The strength loss surprised him. But once he made changes, things started turning around. Let's start with something simple. Chicken and turkey. These lean meats are packed with complete protein and, more importantly, leucine. That is an amino acid your muscles need to grow and repair. Think of leucine like a switch. It tells your body, hey, time to build some muscle. Here is something most people do not realize. As we get older, our bodies actually need more protein, not less. But many older adults eat less protein than they should. Why? Sometimes it is appetite. Sometimes it is habits. Sometimes it is just not knowing how important it is. And that is where chicken and turkey come in. They are easy to cook, easy to chew, easy to digest, and they are incredibly effective at giving your muscles the fuel they need. Studies show that older adults who consistently eat high-quality protein have better muscle mass, better balance, and a lower risk of falling. One long-term study tracked seniors who ate poultry regularly, and those folks stayed more active, needed less assistance, and bounced back faster after illness or surgery. Let me tell you about Frank. He is 76, a retired school bus driver. A few years back, he noticed he was getting tired faster and struggled walking to the mailbox. His doctor suggested he boost his protein, especially from lean sources like chicken. So Frank started cooking up chicken breasts 3 to 4 times a week. Nothing fancy, just grilled or baked, sometimes with rice, sometimes on top of salad. 3 months later, Frank was walking a mile every morning. His knees hurt less. He had more energy. And he said, I feel like I got 10 years back. It is not just Frank. This works for a lot of people. Here is the key. You do not have to eat a massive amount. Aim for a portion about the size of your palm, and make it part of your routine. A few meals a week can make a real difference. If you're tired of feeling tired, if getting up from the couch feels harder than it should, your body might just be craving better fuel. So what do you think? Is chicken already part of your diet? If so, great. You are on the right track. If not, maybe now is the time to try adding it a few times a week. Grilled, baked, in soup, in salad, however you like it. Stronger muscles do not just come from exercise. They start in the kitchen. And remember, chicken is just the beginning. It is a gateway to healthier habits. Once you start feeling stronger, it builds momentum. Suddenly, you want to move more, do more, live more. And it starts with something as simple as what is on your plate. Now, let's talk about fish. Not just any fish. I mean fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, and sardines. These types of fish are packed with omega-3 fatty acids. Omega-3s are a big deal when it comes to keeping your muscles healthy. They fight inflammation, and inflammation is one of those quiet things that can eat away at your muscles without you even knowing it. What is more, omega-3s help your body use protein more efficiently. That means when you eat protein-rich foods, your body can do a better job turning that into actual muscle. There was a study that followed older adults who ate fatty fish twice a week. The results were pretty incredible. They had better grip strength, moved faster, and stayed more independent for longer. And the more fish they ate, the better the results. Let me tell you about Betty. Betty is 68 and teaches yoga 3 times a week. A few years back, she started noticing that her joints were stiff and her recovery time after class was longer than usual. She was thinking of cutting back, but her daughter suggested trying salmon twice a week. So Betty started baking salmon every Tuesday and Thursday. Sometimes she paired it with sweet potatoes. Other times, she added it to a salad. Nothing fancy. Within 2 months, she noticed something. Less soreness, more energy, better sleep. She told me, "I feel like my body wants to move again." And here's the best part. You do not have to love fish to get the benefits. If cooking salmon is not your thing, you can try canned sardines or even high-quality fish oil supplements. Just make sure they're the real deal and approved by your doctor. If you're worried about cost, check the freezer aisle. Frozen wild-caught salmon is often cheaper and just as nutritious. And if the smell or taste bothers you, adding lemon or herbs can really help. So what do you think? Are you eating fish at least once a week? If so, good for you. Your muscles thank you. If not, maybe now is the time to give it a shot. Because sometimes strength does not start in the gym. It starts at the dinner table. And for older adults, omega-3s might just be one of the simplest, most powerful tools we have to stay strong and keep moving forward. One more thing to remember. Omega-3s also help your heart, your brain, and even your mood. So when you eat fish, you are not just feeding your muscles. You are supporting your whole body. Let's talk about one of the most underrated foods for building and maintaining muscle. Eggs. Not just the whites. The whole egg. See, the yolk is where a lot of the magic happens. It is loaded with nutrients your body needs, like vitamin D, healthy fats, and most importantly, leucine. That is the amino acid that tells your body, let's build muscle. A lot of folks worry about cholesterol or calories, but for most people, eating 1 or 2 whole eggs a day is not only safe, it is incredibly helpful. The protein in eggs is considered high quality, meaning it contains all the essential amino acids your muscles need to grow and repair. There was a study done at the University of Illinois that looked at people who ate whole eggs versus just egg whites after a workout. The group that ate the whole eggs had up to 40% more muscle protein synthesis. That is a fancy way of saying they built more muscle. Harold, a 74-year-old Navy veteran, told me he used to start his day with toast and coffee. He said, "It filled me up, but I always felt sluggish." One day, his doctor suggested he add protein, so Harold started eating 2 eggs each morning, sometimes scrambled, sometimes hard-boiled. Within weeks, he felt more energy and less soreness in his joints. Eggs are also one of the most affordable protein sources out there. You do not need to break the bank to get strong. Just crack a few shells. You can cook them however you like. scrambled, fried in olive oil, poached, or mixed into an omelet with veggies. And if you're in a rush, boil a few ahead of time and keep them in the fridge. The key is consistency. Eating eggs a few times a week can help maintain muscle, improve recovery, and even support brain health. Plus, they are easy to chew and digest, which matters more as we age. So do not be afraid of the yolk. That is where the power lives. If eggs are already part of your routine, you are ahead of the game. If not, maybe it is time to give them another shot. Because sometimes the simplest foods do make the biggest difference. And here's the real takeaway. Building muscle after 60 does not require fancy supplements or complicated routines. It starts with habits you can stick with, like eating a couple of eggs in the morning. Your body will notice, and so will you. Let's talk about one of the easiest and tastiest ways to feed your muscles: Greek yogurt. Now, we're not talking about the sugary, fruit-on-the-bottom kind. We mean plain, full-fat Greek yogurt. It is rich, creamy, and loaded with something called casein protein. Casein is a slow-digesting protein, which means it keeps feeding your muscles for hours. That makes it perfect as a snack before bed. You see, your body does a lot of repair work while you sleep, and giving it a steady stream of protein overnight helps protect and rebuild muscle. That is especially important as we age because muscle naturally breaks down faster the older we get. Greek yogurt is also high in calcium and vitamin D. Those nutrients do not just help your bones. They also play a key role in how your muscles contract and how strong they stay over time. A study out of the Netherlands showed that older adults who consumed casein protein before bedtime had better muscle retention and strength compared to those who did not. It is a small habit with a big impact. Let me introduce you to Nancy. Nancy is 63, a retired teacher from Minnesota. She used to wake up stiff and sore, especially in her legs and lower back. A friend suggested she try having Greek yogurt with a few berries at night. It felt like a small change, but Nancy gave it a shot. Within 3 weeks, she noticed her mornings were smoother, less stiffness, more energy. She said, "It is like my body got a little head start while I was sleeping." And that is the beauty of it. Greek yogurt is easy to add to your day. You can have it with breakfast, as a midday snack, or as a nighttime treat. Top it with blueberries, sliced banana, walnuts, or a little honey if you need some sweetness. It is also friendly on your stomach and supports digestion, thanks to its probiotics. So not only are you feeding your muscles, but you are helping your gut too. The key here is consistency. Try it 3 to 4 times a week and see how your body responds. No big changes, just better support for the body you live in. If Greek yogurt is already in your fridge, you are one step ahead. If not, maybe it is time to give it a try. Because getting stronger after 60 is not about doing more. Sometimes it is just about eating smarter. And if dairy is not your thing, there are alternatives. Look for high-protein plant-based yogurts with added calcium and vitamin D. The goal is the same. Give your body what it needs when it needs it most. Let's talk about a humble food that does a whole lot more than people give it credit for. Beans. Lentils, black beans, chickpeas, and kidney beans. You name it. These little powerhouses are packed with plant-based protein, and they're full of fiber, magnesium, and something called resistant starch. That means they do more than just fill you up. They feed your muscles, your gut, and your energy. The protein in beans helps your body build and maintain muscle, especially when paired with other healthy foods. And the fiber helps with digestion and keeps your blood sugar steady, which is good for long-term health. Now, here is something a lot of folks do not know. The resistant starch in beans feeds the good bacteria in your gut. When your gut is healthy, your inflammation goes down. And less inflammation means better muscle recovery and less soreness. A study published by Harvard researchers found that older adults who ate legumes regularly had a lower risk of frailty and better overall strength. They were more mobile, more stable, and less likely to need long-term care. Let me tell you about George. George is 70 years old, a retired mechanic who loves to garden. A few years ago, he started noticing that kneeling to plant his vegetables was getting harder. His joints ached, and his energy was low. Instead of going straight to pain meds, he started with food. He cut back on red meat and began eating black beans and lentils 3 times a week. He would throw them into soups, make chili, or just mix them with brown rice and veggies. Fast forward 3 months, and George could kneel without pain. He said, "I thought I needed a new knee. Turns out I just needed new fuel." Beans are easy to cook, affordable, and store well. You can buy them canned or dry. Just rinse canned beans to cut down on sodium. And for flavor, add garlic, onions, herbs, or olive oil. Simple ingredients. Big results. If beans are already on your plate, keep it up. Your body is thanking you. If not, now is a great time to start. Try swapping them in for meat once or twice a week and see how you feel. Because building strength after 60 is not about lifting more. It is about fueling better. One more thing. Beans are good for your heart, too. The fiber and minerals in them help keep cholesterol in check. So while you're helping your muscles, you're also protecting your heart. That is a win-win. Let's talk about something simple that often gets overlooked. Water. Most people do not realize just how important staying hydrated is, especially when it comes to muscle strength. Your muscles are made up of about 75% water. That means even mild dehydration can lead to weakness, fatigue, and slower recovery after physical activity. The tricky part is, as we get older, our sense of thirst fades. You might not feel thirsty, but your body still needs water. And when it does not get enough, it can lead to joint stiffness, muscle cramps, and even confusion or dizziness. Hydration is not just about drinking when you feel parched. It is about being proactive and giving your body what it needs throughout the day. There was a study that looked at older adults and hydration. The ones who drank enough water consistently had better balance, stronger grip strength, and lower chances of falling. That is a big deal when you're trying to stay independent. Let me share Evelyn's story. Evelyn is 65 and used to get leg cramps almost every night. She thought it was just a part of aging. But after speaking with her doctor, she learned she was not drinking enough water. She started tracking her intake and aiming for about half her body weight in ounces each day. She also added hydrating foods like cucumbers, oranges, and watermelon. Within a couple of weeks, the cramps stopped. She said, "I didn't realize something so simple could make such a difference." Drinking water does not have to be boring. You can infuse it with lemon, mint, or even berries to make it more enjoyable. Herbal teas and broths also count toward your daily intake. If you're on medications or have health conditions, always talk to your doctor about how much water is right for you. But for most people, sipping water consistently throughout the day can improve how their body feels and functions. It helps deliver nutrients to your muscles, flush out toxins, and keep your energy up. And it is one of the easiest, cheapest things you can do for your health. So ask yourself, are you drinking enough? If not, try carrying a refillable bottle with you. Make it part of your routine, because sometimes strength is not about what you lift. It is about what you sip. Remember, dehydration can sneak up on you. Staying ahead of it means better focus, better movement, and better days. Your muscles depend on it, and your whole body will feel the difference. Let's wrap up this list with something a little different. Not a main dish or a big meal, but the small things you add to your food that can make a big difference. I'm talking about spices and supplements that fight inflammation. Chronic inflammation is like a slow-burning fire inside your body. You might not see it or feel it right away, but over time, it breaks down your muscles, stiffens your joints, and drains your energy. The good news is that there are natural ways to calm that fire. Take turmeric, for example. It is a golden spice often used in curry, and its active compound, curcumin, has been shown to reduce inflammation and support joint and muscle health. People who take turmeric regularly report less pain, better movement, and improved recovery after exercise. Then there's ginger. Not only does it help digestion, but it also cuts down on soreness and muscle fatigue. Add it to tea, smoothies, or cook with it. It brings flavor and benefits. Garlic is another one. It helps with circulation, which means more oxygen and nutrients get delivered to your muscles. And when your blood flows better, everything works better. Now, let me tell you about Sam. Sam is 66 and used to wake up every morning with stiff knees and a sore back. He started drinking turmeric tea before bed and added a ginger shot in the morning. After about a month, he noticed something. Less pain, more flexibility. He said, "I thought it was just old age, but turns out I was inflamed." These little things changed everything. Supplements can also help, especially if you're low on certain vitamins. Vitamin D3 combined with K2 helps keep your muscles strong and your bones safe. Magnesium supports relaxation and muscle recovery. Always check with your doctor, but these can be a game changer. You do not need to overhaul your pantry. Just start adding a little turmeric or ginger to what you already eat. Sprinkle turmeric into scrambled eggs, soups, or roasted veggies. Grate fresh ginger into hot water with lemon. Small steps, big rewards. If you're already using some of these, keep going. If not, maybe pick one to try this week. You might be surprised by how much better you feel, because the path to strength and energy is not just about what you eat. It is also about what you flavor it with. And here is the beauty of it. These are simple, affordable, and natural. You do not need a prescription or a complicated plan. Just a sprinkle here, a cup there, and your body starts to respond. Here is the moment that matters most. Everything we have talked about, every food, every habit, comes down to this simple truth. You're not powerless. You're not too old, too far gone, or too late. Your body is still listening to what you give it, and it responds. Muscle loss might feel like something that just happens with age, but it is not a life sentence. It is a signal that your body needs more of the right things and less of the things that break it down. And the best part is, you do not have to do everything at once. You do not need to make it complicated. One change, one better meal, one glass of water, one walk around the block. That is how you start turning it around. Take Janet. She was 71 when she started this journey. She was tired, stiff, and convinced it was just part of aging. But she added protein to her meals, drank more water, and stretched every morning. 3 months later, she called it her second wind. You can have that too. The path to strength and energy is not about being perfect. It is about being consistent. And that starts today with the choices you make next. Because your best years are not behind you. They're still ahead. Let's bring it all together. You now know that muscle loss is not just about age. It is about choices. And the good news is you have the power to make better ones starting today. Whether it is adding lean chicken to your lunch, choosing salmon for dinner, having an egg in the morning, or eating a bowl of beans with dinner, every small change helps. Drink more water. Add a scoop of Greek yogurt before bed. Sprinkle turmeric into your soup. It does not have to be all or nothing. Just one step at a time. Helen, a 69-year-old retired nurse, started by adding just 2 protein-rich meals a week. She told me, "I was surprised how fast I noticed a difference. My energy came back. I felt steady on my feet again." That is the power of consistent, intentional eating. Strong aging starts with strong habits. And now you know where to begin. So, what is your first move going to be? Will it be adding more protein to breakfast? Drinking more water? Swapping one meal for something better? Whatever it is, take that first step today. Your future self will thank you. And if this helped you, share it with someone who needs it too. We are all in this together. Make sure to subscribe for more tips on staying strong, healthy, and independent at any age.